Yes, guys, welcome to Pure Coys TV. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about Zerbi. Is he getting the signings that he wants in, or are they all going to be club signings? When is it all going to kick off? When is it all going to explode at Tottenham Hotspur if Zerbi doesn't get the players he wants? Before we get into it, guys, please do me the honour of liking the stream, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that bell notification so you know when all of my content is about to drop. So we stayed in the Premier League by hook or by crook. We managed it. Thank God for that. The season's been over, what, a couple of weeks, and the links are thick and fast. The transfer window doesn't open for another 10 days, and it looks like we already have two players through the door, and there could be a third coming up this week. But are they Zerbi signings? Are they players that he wants, or are they players that are just being forced on him? Obviously, we've already brought in two. Robertson, who we were linked with in January before Zerbi was in, and I think pretty much the same for Zanesi as well. I think that deal was probably done before Zerbi come in. So are they Zerbi signings? I'm guessing if he's happy with him, it doesn't matter. And for me, listen, those two signings, should they happen? And they should, right? I know nothing's been made official. The transfer window's not open, but I think they're both done. I don't think anything bad can happen to stop that happening now. And they're both good signings. They're both good quality squad signings. They're not players that are going to necessarily come in and get that first team place and keep that first team place. They will be rotation. A Doggy for Robertson, and you would think Zanesi for Van der Ven. You would think they would all interchange when they need to. They may play together at times as well, as in Zanesi and Van der Ven, but we will see. But good quality squad additions. My concern is the players we've been linked with after this. The players we have been linked with since those two players are through the door. And they feel like they're players that we've been linked with for the last two seasons. Savinho, linked. Somerville, linked. Let's go through them because I've written them all down. I've written some of them down anyway. So, as I've said, Savio, linked. Looks like that's going to happen. Morgan Gibbs White, we're getting to that in a minute. Could happen. Wilson from Fulham, we were linked with him in January as well. Moise Keane, another one we were linked with in January. And it just feels like, of course, I've gone up here as well. Hayden Hackney, doesn't look like that's happening. It looks like he's going elsewhere. But Hackney, again, we were linked with last summer, probably the summer before, and January. And Somerville, we were linked with in January when, of course, it looked like we needed players to stay up. As it is, we didn't really buy anyone, and somehow we just about stayed up. So it just feels like we've been linked with the same old players. Are they Zerbi signings, or are we going to bring club signings in? If they are club signings, how long before Zerbi kicks off, right? How long before Zerbi kicks off? We have got some news. I've got a few links for you today. Some of them good, some of them not so good. In fact, actually, all of them good today. So the first one out, and this looks like it's going to happen, is Savinho. But it looks like Zervinho is going to be a Spurs player, maybe as soon as this week. Obviously, transfer window doesn't open, but they're saying the deal could be done this week. And this one says Zervinho to Tottenham is almost done. Just sorting out the final details and payment fees. Initial fee worth £45 million. Player excited to play under Zerbi, 5-year contract to be signed. So Zervinho looks like he is going to be a Spurs player, and it looks like Tottenham are getting the deal done early. How do I feel? I've not got a massive problem with it as long as Zerbi wants him. If Zerbi's happy, then I'm happy. More than anything, I'd like to think now we've got a manager that we can get behind, a manager that we can back, but he needs to be backed with his players. So if Zerbi has come out and said, yes, I'd love Savinho, think he's a top player, get him in, then brilliant, I'm all for it. My concern is if Zerbi's like, oh, okay, it's not really my first choice, but I haven't got a choice, so whatever. Then we got problems, and then we could kick off later on down the line. But let's see. It looks like Savinho's coming in. Guys, let me know what you think about Savinho coming through the door. His stats are not great over the last 18 months, let's be honest, but You know, players move clubs and they do better, right? He was great at Girona, and it just hasn't happened in his second season with City. He was in that side. Listen, City play a certain style of football, don't they? You know, maybe at Spurs he can be given his wings, he can be let fly, and he can go and do his thing. We will see. I'm excited to see what he can do anyway, but only time will tell. The second link is a link I'm very excited about. Again, how true it is, I don't know. They are only links, guys. So don't shoot the messenger. But Paul O'Keefe said this, and usually when he speaks, it's pretty true, right? He has said Roberto De Zerbi is a big fan of Morgan Gibbs Rogers. Morgan Gibbs White, and he would really like to recruit the player this summer. I mean, I'd love to recruit Morgan Gibbs Rogers. He would be great. Um, I would love Morgan Rogers too. But Morgan Gibbs White, listen, for me, I really wanted him in the summer. Was gutted when it didn't happen. So I'd love us to go back there and revisit. I think he's been brilliant in the second half of the season for Nottingham Forest, and I think he'd be a great signing for Tottenham. And let's see if it happens. Does Roberto De Zerbi, is he a big fan of Morgan Gibbs White? We will see. Like I say, Paul O'Keefe said it, and usually when he speaks some sense. So we will see. Let's see what Tottenham do. It's going to be hard to deal with Forest again after last summer. So I'm not sure. The next link is this one, and it is that Tottenham have opened formal talks. Buzzword bingo at its finest. Formal talks with Bournemouth in a bid to sign Alex Scott, player open to joining Spurs. You would hope so. He is a Tottenham fan this summer. However, he will only be let go if Tottenham can fork out 60 million for the 22-year-old. Now, sounds like a lot of money, right? 60 million, but he is only 22, and Spurs will get that chance to sell him on later on down the line if he is a success at Tottenham. So we will see. For me, Alex Scott, I'd love him in a Spurs shirt. I think he'd do great at Tottenham. Guys, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about Alex Scott. And the last one is pure hope from me. It is pure hope from me. And it's a player that I'd love to see at Spurs. I wanted him last year. I'd love him this year as well. Listen, again, he's a player not with the greatest stats, but I think he is built for Premier League football. He is a striker, and it is Dusan Vlahovic. And Gary Ward agrees with me. Big up to you, Gary Ward. Says Dusan Vlahovic asked Juventus for a salary of 8 million a year plus a signing on bonus, 132 grand a week. Now, for me, that's doable for Spurs, surely. No transfer fee, agent fee, and signing on bonus. 26 years old, so the perfect age. International and Champions League experience. Scored double figures in the last 6 of 7 seasons. So listen, he's done it in Italy. He's proved himself. Italian league is different to the Premier League. I think he gets a lot more chances in the Premier League. We will see. And Gary says, I honestly think this is a great deal for Tottenham. We need quality up top and ultimately real competition for Solanke. I think if Vlahovic comes in, he's our number one striker. And listen, I'm not going to guarantee he will score goals, but I really do think he will. Guys, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about Vlahovic and the fact he's going for free. We could get another free transfer in, and then we basically brought in 3 players for 3 different positions without spending a penny. So for me, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. But guys, let me know what you think about Dusan Vlahovic. Would you take him at Spurs? If not Vlahovic, who? Because it looks like Richarlison's going to leave. Please, God, leave. I'd love Solanke to leave too, but apparently De Zerbi is a big fan of Solanke. Don't see it. So we only can get one striker in. Who's the striker for you next season? Let me know in the comments. For me, it is Vlahovic, 100%. No-brainer. He's free, and we can spend that money elsewhere. But guys, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Please like, share, subscribe. Have a fantastic day. And if you have any more links that I haven't read out, please drop them in the comments. Really would appreciate it. Guys, big up, and we will see you on the next video. Come on, you Spurs.